YouTube guys could get a better quality version of this. Then I need to share this to one more group, and then we can start. Actually, while we're waiting, we're probably going to just do a premiere draft here. We're not going to be doing the draft challenge this time. I don't feel that confident. That's kind of why. So yeah, it sounds like I'm chickening out a bit. But on the other hand, if they had the draft, I think they had the draft challenge back in Cal time. I definitely would not have done it because I was really not confident. So it's a case of, if you feel confident, go for it. If you don't feel confident, then don't risk it. And I also I haven't been doing much drafting, so I'm actually still stuck at silver from last time. So I actually want to get the ranking up to at least gold before we get our first season cut off, because we're having a big update. And then after that we will be headed for and then after that we can kind of rank up in earnest. Though I probably will not make mythic. I'll try to at least make platinum. And have you tried the Scott, have you tried the draft challenge? As I was saying, I'm not considering the draft challenge this time because I don't feel confident. More like my state of mind right now is not quite great. And if this was the rare I opened at the start, I would feel really salty. Because this does nothing here. That said, what do we have that does anything here? So we have Charm Sleep, which is relatively good. Improvised Weaponry, not so great, but it's there. There is a lot of open blue. I probably could just take Planar Ally. Blink Dog, less so. I probably would just take the Planar Ally at this case. Start cutting off white a bit. I'm gonna try white this time. Yeah. Oh well. We'll see how it pans out. Yeah, it's red-white equipment aggro. Well, this one we need a lot of goblins for it to work. It is possible. We can start cutting off goblins. Like the only red card a while ago was just improvised weaponry, so this is a good one we can cut into. Oh yeah, by the way, so I might actually take that and gamble on it, because the other two cards, one of them might come back. I kind of want to gamble a little bit. Oh, by the way, greetings to Tim. Thank you for liking the stream. I wonder how you're doing right now with draft and all that. We're more. Ooh, wow, this is not gonna come back, but I don't exactly want to take this that early. But then again, I haven't seen any of the equipment payoff guys come around, so that might not make it. I think I'll just take the Steadfast Paladin for now. Yeah, they're not. Yes, looks like white and red are probably getting cut somehow. I might end up having to take the half elk monk over Boots of Speed. Yeah, this is not looking. Again, I might have misanalyzed this. I can also just take Temple of the Dragon Queen just to have a mana fixing. It is. I think, you know what? Because I'm so unsure, I'm just gonna take the Temple. Goblin Javelineer. That is a goblin. Also noting that a lot of the uncommons are coming around, so this is very interesting and all that. And okay, so we see a pair of goblins. I'm definitely taking that over the other stuff. White might just be a support color here, but that's gonna be tough. There's a Keen-Eyed Sentry, but I'm more likely to take the Devoted Paladin. I can also consider ditching white right now because it's, aside from the Planar Ally, it's not spectacular. I could take Wizard class, for example. Let's speculate a little bit because okay, and the white comes back around, though these are not great. In fact, the Jaded Sellsword's probably better. You Come to a River is kind of fine. This is tough. And again, this is kind of why I didn't do draft challenge, because I still haven't wrapped my head around this. Maybe if I had another week, I might have figured some things out. Also, none of these have ETB, so... Hey, Charm Sleep came back, so... We're definitely taking that one. And the devoted paladin came back, but let's. We have a shocking grasp, not so great. See a guard approach. I'm not so sure which any of these are good. I might just take the devoted paladin actually. We'll see what comes around. At least we got a counter spell there. And another counter spell. So it looks like blue is relatively open. We get ourselves a fighter class but no equipment. Precipitous drop as our best removal. Oh my goodness. So what else do we have available? Price of Loyalty is actually one of the better red spells. I might actually just take it and keep trying to cut red for the most part. We don't exactly have any removals yet, so that is a bit of a concern. We might end up having to lean in blue for that. Got a Barbarian class, but that's not what we're looking for. There's another Charm Sleep, but if the first Charm Sleep wheeled around, the second one might. I'll take the Windseer first. So we probably want to be on the lookout for a well, definitely removal is going to be high priced. I wonder, because we barely got any red coming around here. I wonder if we get any back, or if someone further down to who's passing down to us now is solidified into red. Well, we got Swarming Goblins. There's also, oh wow, there's PWK and Book of Vile Darkness. Honestly, the correct play is probably Swarming Goblins, but okay, fine. Who is to our right? So Colaxis, I hope you enjoyed the Book of Vile Darkness. Okay, check for traps. We got another Find the Villain's Lair. We could just go all counters, but it's not unheard of. Like, if our opponent's really slow, this can wreck our opponent. I could also just take a kick in the door, but our creature count is awfully light. Got a sudden insight. Come into a null camp. This is not the red instant I want. Probably just take the Evolving Wilds here. I could take Contact Other Plane as well. We might end up having to splash into another color just to make things fit. Also, trying to fit creatures in is going to be a problem as well. There's a Brazen Dwarf. There's also another Charmed Sleep. There's a Clever Conjurer, which is actually fine. It's kind of like it's kind of mana ramp. I might actually take that over the Charmed Sleep because we are in dire need of creatures. And we got another one, so maybe I overestimate. Well, I could also just take another Bar the Gate, because if you've watched my previous videos, there seems to be a deck that's just mass blue, lots of counter spells. It kind of wrecked me twice already. But we need creatures first. I'm pretty sure some of the counter spells might come back. We're definitely mass blue at this point. The red is not quite helping. We'll just take a rare for the collection, but I'm not so pleased with it. The Mimic's probably not gonna make the cut. Leather Armor is more likely to make the cut, but we'll see about the Kick the Door. See, Sudden Insight, and we got Bar the Gate, so we might just do mass counters. Hey, if we can get more goblins, I would be happy with this. But you know what? I've already passed so many rares, and the only other interesting thing is the Charm Sleep and the Plundering Barbarian. Let's see if we can start fighting for rares here. We pretty much cut off a lot of red from the last time, though I'm not so sure how it's gonna work here. Yeah, we might have way too many counter spells here, and we have a huge spike on the tree count. But that's actually kind of fine. I kind of want more 2-drops here. But the huge spike at tree is not too bad. There's a Brazen Dwarf, Pixie Guide, another Windseer, which might be the pick. We're not exactly a die rolling deck. And we kind of need a fewer somewhere top ends. Okay, actually now, ooh, you find some prisoners which can randomly wreck an opponent, but we kind of need more creatures right now. We're even 10-10, so we're gonna have to take the Hobgoblin Captain. There's a Null Camp, there's a Scion Stygia, there's a Black Staff of Waterdeep. Probably gonna take the Scion again because we need creatures at this rate. The Boots of Speed's probably not gonna make the cut. We have to take the Valor Singer because we need to make some of those cuts a bit. Another Hobgoblin Captain. So we are getting slightly paid off, but not too heavily. Probably just, well, we don't have any real treasures aside from that one Mimic. I'm just gonna take this to send a signal, but we're probably not gonna main deck it. So we got a Feywild Trickster. We got another Javelineer, which we probably are going to have to take this time. And we got the Charm Sleep back. So it looks like the blue's gonna be mostly control. We have a little red aggro for the early game. Do I have a See the Guard approach? Let's just take the Bag of Holding. So aside from this weird spike in the middle, we kind of have almost everything. The catch is our removal is super limited. Also not liking the idea that we're mass blue, but most of our creatures are in red. So we're kind of split. We're kind of split really wide in the worst possible way. There's an Arcane. So we need to consolidate our creatures a bit. We need to consolidate our spells a bit as well. So first things first, mana. That's about right. Probably gonna cut 3 spells. Probably 1 Villain's Lair. We kind of need the Wizard class. Arcane Investigator is a 2-drop. If we're gonna cut stuff, it's probably gonna be the 3 drops. We could cut 1 Clever Conjurer because we're not exactly ramping, but it is a creature and we're at 6. Okay, 15 and 16 and 9. We can cut 1 creature, but we have to cut 1 non-creature. This counts as a creature, so we can technically cut a non-creature this way. I can also just gamble and cut the land. Like we only have 1 5, 1 6, and 2 4s. Something to think about. We'll cut 1 land for now because we do have a huge tree spike. If I have to put the 1 land back in, I'm probably gonna end up cutting, say, the Bardigate. So, but am I very happy with this deck? Not quite. Like we are making a lot of concessions here. Like I'm not running this. Like it seems like the correct play is to actually just cut the counter spells, but this also draws us cards in a horrible way, manner speaking. But we'll go with this one for now. So we are running a bit of a risk here, but that it is what it is. So again, thanks to Tim, thanks to Scott. I'm not so sure how the other notifications work or whatnot, but let's see. I should be able to see the main screen there. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, Steve Crute. Hey, how are you? Hey, Steve, how are you? So if you're just tuned in right now, we had a draft where I am so grateful we are not doing draft challenge if that was the draft deck I ended up with. That's kind of the way to put it. Basically, we run into the usual core set issue where if you're not hitting a really powerful rare, you kind of have to find the lane. And we kind of ended up in blue-red again. And let's see. Wins here, wins here. We have to mulligan this. Okay, this is much better. I don't expect this. I don't expect the aggro to work, but I know this is so not gonna work. Valkyrie Goblin. I am willing to trade that one. We have to play this first. Let's see if our... Okay, opponent did not trade. I probably should have just played this one, but what I'm gonna do is just play the Arcane Investigator, because this is the... What do you call this? It's the disposable card. It's a 2-drop. If our opponent starts going for big equipment, we might be in trouble since this is red-white. So far, this is the second draft where I could not... Improvised weaponry on the Goblin. Interesting. So we're definitely holding the You Come to Our River. Also, our opponent's been making older land drops. We really need another blue mana because our opponent's about to drop something big. Also, did I mention that we barely have any removal at all? See a pair of goblins. Okay. So he's probably gonna... Oh, I should have bounced this in response. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we can take. I'm not gonna bounce it quite yet. Okay, I forgot about pack tactics. So we take it. Wow, we're not hitting the second blue, so we might be in real trouble here. Definitely holding the Arcane Investigator back because we now need to block. Wow. Well, sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. Opponent has the Minimus containment, so I can Charm Sleep something. So it's a good thing I held this back instead of holding this back. Definitely will trade. I know what I'll take. Great Axe. I can wait for them to equip something, I guess. Wow, we have our Charm Sleeves, but not our blue mana. What's up? So the good news is it doesn't give trample. So we're going to make that one go to sleep. I can swing with this, it just trades. You know, it's not... If we can get our opponent to trade down stuff, we might be fine for the time being. But we really need to hit a second blue mana soon. Also, our opponent can still activate this just to make these guys scary. Devoted Paladin. Okay, so we'll have to take. Yeah, we got shafted by our own mana. Okay, finally. And watch our opponent have another creature that we can't answer this time. If our opponent just equips with the Great Axe, we're in good hands, so to speak. I can just block with the Javelineer, then just bounce this other token. I do have to block one because our opponent can just multi-activate and dome me that way. In fact, I won't be surprised if he does that now just to get the damage through, but I think... Nope, Blink Dog. And a +2 mace. Well, we got Wizard class. We can't draw cards yet, though. And it's going to make our opponent suspicious, but we don't have a choice here. We'll have to draw next turn. And hopefully hit a land as one of them, because those are a lot of 3-drops. Okay, thankfully he spent most of it, so I can blink this. Now I could also blink the mace, but better to just blink the creature right now. We'll have to figure if we can find a way out here. Yeah, I might want to readjust those counter spells. It looks like the counter spell plan only works if it's mono blue. So we need to draw into a land. Yeah, we're gonna concede this one. We could have just held this one, I guess, but it wasn't gonna do anything. So we're gonna make some adjustments here. Definitely cut out the we'll keep the Bard the Gate. Actually, no, we'll keep the Wizards one, but we'll probably cut one more counter spell. We'll definitely have to add more creatures at this rate, which is always correct, I guess. Like, another Clever Conjurer is not bad. Probably cut the Bard the Gate. We're at 16 lands, so we are a bit short. I can also just cut the Javelineers, but we're kind of hoping they pan out. I could cut the Soul Knife Spy, which is probably not going to get through. Well, it could still get through. We'll see. But today's probably not my day. I'm not really feeling well. I'm so glad I did not do Draft Challenge if this was going to be the case. But don't fret. It's just a draft. And okay, we have a much better starting point. I can name blue so we can get the Charm Sleep active. Then we can run out the Hobgoblin Captains. And we have Price of Loyalty backup if we need to. So we have to be careful with Charm Sleep. We need to run it when the creature is worth it, because we can get these to be 3/1 first strikers if I can swing these in tandem. Opponents are red-white again with an Armory Veteran. We'll offer the trade, because I suspect our opponent might not trade because they have equipment already. If they have plenty of creatures, they will trade. They might also be concerned I have the spell that gives first strike. I don't. So they're taking it. Now let's hope our opponent does not have a magic missile. I would have rather played Clever Conjurer if that was the case. Oh, okay. So double white means it's not magic missile yet. We could still get blown out. That's this part that scares me. Now we don't have treasure, so the Price of Loyalty is literally just a threaten. Next turn, I might have to decide between Clever Conjurer, Arcane Invested. Well, we'll see if our opponent drops something. But the fact that they're taking quite a while is interesting. Doing well, but stuck in Platinum so far. Only drafted both quick drafts. Think I might have better luck with when I have the majority of cards, so saving resources for Kaldheim draft soon. That's a fair assessment. And if you do if you feel like you're doing very well in Kaldheim draft, go for it. Like go into the format where you are most comfortable in. You fight your battles that way. Me, I'm not so comfortable with Kaldheim draft, but I am willing to go into it. Okay. So I'm gonna play the Clever Conjurer just to have another creature when our opponent does have the magic missile. At least I know it's not Meteor Swarm because it's it's triple red and X. Okay, so this could be half elf monk. Now this is 2 mana and tap. So let's not let that happen. So 3, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna swing with everything for now. Get the aggro train kind of going. Basically, the good part of blue is that it punishes the opponent for going 1:1. But now we're really asking to get punished by a magic missile here. Okay, opponent conceded, so okay, we can breathe a little bit easier, but we need to have those early aggro starts. So basically we're looking for 2 into 3. We were so unfortunate in that first game we had to mulligan, and the second hand was not better, but it was more playable. So considering the state we're in, let's see if we can get at least... I would really prefer 4 wins, but let's see if we can get at least 3. Let's be realistic here. Yeah. Doing well but stuck in plat. You know what? I would say that you're actually doing much better than I am right now. But then again, I only draft once a week. And... yeah. We're gonna have to mulligan this. Okay, this is much better. We will bin the Air Cult Elemental. So... we have a lot of double blue. So I'm probably gonna run... oh, but here's the thing. I have to decide between double blue and... okay, we can run double blue. But we don't have to run the double blue immediately. We're gonna start pressuring our opponent a little bit right now. So next turn we can just play the Mountain Battlecry Goblin, since our opponent is taking it very slow right now. We can play the Temple of the Dragon next turn. Okay, price up. No need to rush the price of loyalty. In fact, what we can do is Temple, then just pump this. We won't get Pack Tactics quite yet. Our opponent might also just drop the Goblin right now. Let's see if they... no, Yuan-Ti Fangblade. I could have gone Valor Singer, which... but that would have spent it anyway. Also... so... let's see if our opponent trades. If not, we're just gonna have to let them venture. Okay, free ping. And you know what? Let's just get the extra damage in. So next turn we probably go Windseer. We have something up top. Our opponent is 1 mana away from sniping something, so maybe give them a better target. I could also just play Valor Singer. That would be... but I don't want to run the risk of our opponent just choosing to play something and not cracking this immediately. There's a concern there. Okay, so Tim's saying, crazy how different level of decks are between plat and gold. Oh yeah, that is a big concern. Actually, yeah, our luck is holding. Okay, we'll keep that. Playing against platinum opponents. Yeah, there seems to be it seems to be accepted that the platinum opponents are going to be doing relatively better. Okay, here's an interesting one. I don't... yeah, that... I would expect our opponent to do that. We're gonna forgo this. Beginning of combat. Pump this. Opponent probably blocks this. But we can hit in for 7, which is kind of important. Yeah. So we got the aggro train going. I'm expecting a removal spell. In which case we can go for the price of loyalty plan. Yeah, opponent's gonna crack that. Create the treasure token. Nice. Let's hope that treasure token doesn't come back to bite us. Yes, and there's no blue protection here, so we will... So swing with everything first, and then pump. Hey, Jericho Ilagan, thank you. Thank you for joining the stream. How are you doing right now? You tuned in just in time to see me, well, prove the price of loyalty is very, very good. Yeah, actually, going back to Tim, I'm thinking about it now. Yeah, generally, I can't say so much about Platinum because the way my drafting is scheduled, it's really a race to getting to Platinum. So I don't get to draft Platinum that often. But I think the few times I run into Platinum or Diamond or Mythic, yeah, more often than not, they really know what they're doing in drafting. One of these days, I might actually start trying one of those. I might actually get the 17 lands. No, this is just a regular draft. I'm not confident today in doing to do the draft challenge. And okay, just to show you, with this deck, do you think I would stand a chance in draft challenge? For the record, this is my only rare. Yeah, for the most part, the answer really is quite no. We draft challenge. If you don't have a very specific plan, you can draft into. Like last time with Strixhaven, I had this very specific plan. If White X is open, go into White X. You should be able to cut at least half the board that way. And I happened to luck into a few good rares that fell along that line, so that's why I did very well in that draft challenge. Here, it's kind of hard when everyone kind of knows what the good lane to go into is. So most of the time, we're kind of scrounging for what's left. So that's why I did not do draft challenge this time. At least we got 2 wins. I'm still aiming for at least 4. Yeah, I had the 2 drafts where I did really well, but that was at the very start. Then afterwards, I had 2 drafts that did really poorly. There was one quick draft I did well, but that's quick draft. I can't rely on that as a basis for how good my drafting is because I'm basically drafting against a list, not against other people. Also, pack 1, pick 1 adult gold dragon in that one, so that really didn't count. Okay, so we have a start. We'll probably have to crack this into blue. I might crack into red actually, now that I think of it. The reason I want to crack into blue is because I have a lot of double blue cards. Like that. So let's go Battlecry Goblin because at least in the worst case scenario I can make this and I can pump it. So far there's a Dragon's Fire waiting in my future. Okay, no, not in my future yet. This might confirm that it's a Prince draft. Okay, but the rares were real bombs. One was Zariel, the other was Gelatinous Cube. Yes, I looked through the list of all the... I looked through a list of the cards there. It definitely is looking to be a Prince. Like, if you look at the top cards, a good number of them are rares. Like, I think out of top 20, only 3 of them are uncommon or less. And it's also very unbalanced. Most of them are black. Okay, but so I guess the plan is to basically punish our opponent for dropping 1:1. Our opponent could also just well, if our opponent disenchants this, it's a bit too late. Sylvan Shepherd. Okay, let's hope they don't have a 1-drop. Because I know I can clear this out. Hunter's Mark. Okay, fine. Oh, hold on. Actually, it doesn't matter. I can only pump once anyway. Yeah, I have to pump it now because if I wait for the other one, this one's not gonna come out. So we might be able to get through if our opponent doesn't have multiple drops. Okay, opponent has 2 1-drops. No, has a 1-drop and a 3-drop, but nothing else. Yeah, that's a good game. And yeah, opponent sees that he's not gonna be able to slip through. Yeah, I really agree that it's a Prince format, which basically for me it's my least favorite format because let's just say I have a tendency to not open good cards in draft. Like in this draft, I couldn't even get the bad rares to come back to me. So I think I only got 2 rares this time, and one of them is a flump. That went well for us. At least we're running well with the synergy in this one, but that's only because we're just taking advantage of the fact that our opponents have slow starts so far. The moment we run into an opponent that has timely interaction, or they get to curve out earlier than we do, we are in trouble. So that is the state of the draft, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, actually okay, a little bit awkward that I'm talking about this, but actually for those who don't know, I am from the Philippines, so and right now it's been a few days since we had since we went into community quarantine again. Basically, it's a precaution against the Delta variant. So basically, just a reminder for everyone to keep safe as much as possible. Now, I kept this hand though, and hindsight probably not the best one. If our opponent has a 1-drop, I'm so gonna... Oh, okay, Vorpal Sword. That's a 1-drop I can get behind. I really wish I had another Battlecry Goblin, but I don't, so I'm gonna have to make do with this. I need to hit another creature. Yeah, lockdown sessions again. Yep, that facts of life. Hey, you know what? Okay, so Tim, that opponent was platinum, but it so happened that their strategy was towards mid to late. So they were expecting to drop 1:1 cards. So I think they were concerned that they would not have anything to follow up from there. So sometimes it's possible to win. But in the end, your biggest enemy in draft is going to be your own hand. At least worry about what you can control. If you can't control your opponent having 2 Mind Flayers or rare after rare after rare, just say, you know what? You know what? Draft has been gracious for the opponent. That it is what it is. We move on. So yeah, it's just in the same way, considering how many things are happening in real life right now, let us all be gracious that we can enjoy this so far. We made it to 4 wins, so I kind of made my gems back. Surprising, you know what? I did not really expect this. Okay, I expected red to be good, but even then we did not. No Dragon's Fire, no Magic Missile, no Faraday's Fireball, not even an improvised weaponry. All our removals in blue, and that's very scary. Okay, I know I need the triple blue, so... And our opponent's going first. I so want to play this, but this has haste anyway. So this is a... So if our opponent has a drop, we... Okay, Hobgoblin Captain. Oh, we did draw the mana, so I could have gone for the early Javelin here. I can just play the Battlecry Goblin, but I'm concerned that it's just going to get sniped. So I'm actually going to just swing with this one, because if our opponent wants to drop this one, I'm so fine with it. Basically, we're just going to... We have to keep up our drops. Unfortunately, I can't just... That's actually fine. Well, our opponent could sacrifice this, so... So it dodges that. I can give up the Javelinier, force our opponent to sacrifice that. You know what? I'm actually fine with that. Because at least it's not a permanent plus. Okay, opponent is... Okay, I'm gonna pass for now. Super sketchy, I know, but I suspect our opponent wants to drop something. Black-red needs to drop a lot of things early. If they don't, I'm probably gonna just draw 2, discard 2. I think that's worth it. Yeah, I think that's worth it because I can't accept. I don't think an unblockable ghoul that can grow is gonna be a good thing for us. So if we can survive long enough, we can hit the air cult. So definitely playing the Soul Knife Spike to have something to block. We are on the defensive here, so that's kind of the weakness of our deck here. Yeah. Some of the best draft cards are common. Actually, it seems a lot of the good draft cards are common. Unfortunately, if I were to use hard data, a lot of the good draft cards are not in our deck right now. So just a little bit unfortunate for us. Thankfully, oh, you know what? I'm so glad our opponent discarded that. Actually, I'm concerned now. If our opponent is willing to discard this, what could they have? I can try to steal this, but you know what? I'm gonna hold. I'm actually gonna swing with these two. If our opponent lets us draw a card, I'm kind of fine with it. Okay, not gonna let us draw a card. You know what? Let's just pump this a bit because we don't have much better to do. So we're kind of fingers crossed that we can survive off the Air Cult Elemental. If our opponent drops something really big, and our opponent uses treasures to make it happen, we can kind of set our opponent back a bit. That's kind of the good news there. Yeah, I do agree. Some of the best draft cards are common. It's just we're just unfortunate that those are not the cards we have. You know what? I'm thinking if I can afford to take the hit. Yeah, I think I can afford to take the hit. Because the pack tactics on this card is very good, so let's just take the hit for now. I'll be a bit cross if our opponent drops a black dragon, but bouncing it might save our bacon for a while. It's probably the only time Air Cult Elemental is going to be relatively good. But no, it's only creatures, so if our opponent drops lots, good for them. Okay, opponent's tapping mana. They're going for Kalane. Oh, they're gonna make something really big. Okay, so... Oh, they didn't. So... We need to hold up 3 mana. I can steal their Hobgoblin Captain, but that's very poor. I'm gonna swing first. Let's see if our opponent moves to block. Our opponent might just block with Kalane, so force a trade anyway. But we definitely need to hold up 3 mana to avoid getting killed. And we're definitely not bouncing Kalane. Okay, opponent just pump 1. We're not pumping... Another plan we could do is, if our opponent drops something big, we can just Price of Loyalty it and hope it wins us, but I don't know if our opponent has something that big. So pretty much the plan is hope our opponent decides to cash out. Faraday's Fireball. Yeah, sure. Oh, and they almost get the natural 20. Okay. So they moved past the attacker, so I have to cast this now. Let's lock down that. Ugh, that's a bit sad. So I can play Air Cult Elemental now, but it's so... I don't really like the idea, but we need to get our opponent to as close as dead as possible. That's pretty much the only plan right now. Okay, can't... Also, I'm really concerned. Our opponent hasn't played a lot of their other cards. They have 8 mana. What gives? Okay, take 6/5/4. I'm concerned it might just be burned, so I am going to block. Could be a board wipe. Our opponent, that was on purpose. Our opponent's expecting us to block, so we block. Let's see what their follow-up is. I'm really hoping it's a creature big enough that we can... Orcus. So we can steal that, but it only... Oh, domes them to 6. Okay, we need... Oh, if we only had to wait to make treasures, we could kill our opponent right then and there. I kind of wish our opponent cast Kalane first, but that's not gonna happen. Do we have an out for this? Okay. If I had not blocked our opponent, yeah, probably should not have blocked in that case. So, it is what it is. And at least we know, and I don't think we're gonna win this one. We would, well, we only have one price of loyalty, and there's a Javelineer. Yeah, that's good game. Ooh, so close. I think, yeah, if I didn't try to... Actually, what was I concerned of? Direct damage. It would have to be Magic Missile and... improvised weaponry, so that's the thing. Okay, so this game was... Hopefully this game is not our last. Let's see if there's anything we can change out. The answer is probably not so much. Another Valor Singer instead of a Clever Conjurer, but... Actually, that might be something to consider. Like, we're kind of split even anyway. Okay, let's see if this pans out. This game could be our last, but you know what? We did make 4 wins, so we did make a good average there. Yeah, so can't complain too much, I would say. Oh, yeah. Actually, I need... So, we got a 2 and... Okay, you know what? This is keepable. We can... I can actually name this red now because we already have... We are assured of double blue. I probably just played the Arcane Investigator because that's the throw away card. Army Veteran. Opponent also playing red-blue, so maybe also a platinum. Also another Army Veteran. If our opponent offers the trade, oh, they offer the fly. Okay, now we're in considerable danger. I would love to play the second Hobgoblin Captain, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm gonna offer the trade though. If our opponent offers the trade, I definitely don't play the Hobgoblin Captain. I can lock down the Scion for the time being if I don't have to counter anything. And watch our opponent. Okay, I was gonna say watch our opponent actually have a counter. And okay, we bought ourselves a reprieve. And they didn't have anything to follow it up. Okay, so I needed this. Our opponent didn't cast anything last time, which means the next thing they cast is probably gonna be big. I think I'm going to hold the Villain's Lair. I can always draw and discard if it comes to that. Are they literally stuck? Okay, fine. Draw 2, discard 2. They'll expect the first, but they won't expect the second. And so I'm actually gonna just play the Hobgoblin Captain just to temper their expectations. I might have just scared them off, but that's also fine too, I guess. Dragon's Fire. I guess that's worth countering. Because I kind of need that to stay alive to do the Battle Cry Goblin. They probably make a Goblin token, which will probably block Scion. Yep. And Swarming Goblins. Ooh. Okay. That's a very good time to hit a critical fail. Yay! Is this an orc, by the way? Yeah, it's an orc. Okay. So next turn, we probably go Battle Cry Goblin. This is set to red, right? Yeah, red. Charm Sleep on the Swarming Goblins. Boo. Opponent swings with those and that. We're taking 4. I think I can take. Put a +1/+1 counter, so that becomes an issue. But I can't do anything about that. Let's just take it for now, because that's all I can do. If they probably put the +1/+1 counter on Swarming Goblins. If they're yeah, okay. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, I did not have to activate this now. I could 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could have activated it afterwards. Yeah, so that's a bit of a dumb mistake. So 5, 6. Opponent probably. Ideally, they want to block the Battle Cry Goblin. Oh no! They forgot about First Strike. Oh, it didn't matter. I think it didn't matter anyway. They didn't have anything. So we stole the game that way. You had to activate to give the Summon Goblin haste. High roll. Yeah, I think there was a... No, because it would enter tapped and attacking. So that would have been fine. It was 1 damage short, but you know what? The math pans out. Yeah, so that was a very good game. I made back my entry fee now. So let's see if so the rest is gravy, but I really want to win the next. I said that in the top 20 cards in like the 17 lands list, like it was mostly rares and mythics. and most of them were black. The red uncommon was Battlecry Goblin. That was the exception. I wonder if I could draft Yeah, ideally Goblins wants to be mono red, or at least red green, because that's where you get pack tactics. But hey, red blue, and the blue is just to lock everything down or give us extra support. Why not? Again, take note that. Okay, we definitely need double blue, so we're no rush here. Yeah, definitely double blue. I'm starting to like this one, even without the dragon interaction. Let's see if our opponent drops a creature. Vampire spawn. Okay, that might be fine. I think I can afford to take damage there. So what I'm probably gonna do is wait for them to cast something next. We'll take the hit. This will be the only time we use Villain's Lair, I suppose. Okay. I kind of want to play this into this, but let's play the Valor Singer out. If our opponent has removal, I kind of want to bait it already. As long as we're getting beat down by 2 power instead of anything bigger, we're kind of fine. Dragon's Fire. Yep, that's the removal we wanted to bait. Valor Singer of their own. Okay, so you probably want to Charm Sleep one, but it doesn't really matter which one. I could also just pair of Goblins and you come to River, but it's horrible. Let's just Charm Sleep one. We're taking incidental, gonna be taking quite a bit of damage right now, but another vampire spawn. Oh yeah, Steve was mentioning about there were good comments. This is one of the comments that made the top 20 actually, and looking at it, I kinda agree. Yeah, missing the extra blue kinda hurt us a bit. So having to do this to these guys, not very ideal. We're still taking a bit of damage. There's a red dragon. That's... Yeah, this is the one I would have wanted to do. Yeah, this is good game. We were so behind the whole time. In fact, you know what? Here, have it back. And just concede. Yeah, we were so behind on that one. You have Goblins on standby. I'm kind of... Wait. Okay, here's the sad thing. Innistrad has no Goblins, so we're gonna be waiting a little bit longer after those 2 sets, but I think there are enough Goblins for Standard 2022. I might consider Goblins plus Weaponize the Monsters. That's definitely a play there. Hey, you know what? We made the most out of what I would call a super mediocre draft, and we held on. So can't complain too much. In fact, I'm still gracious. I did not do a draft. I did not do the draft challenge, and we still came out relatively ahead there. So there we go. So that's it for this episode, the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. I would have wanted you in draft, but I'll take you. So many thanks to Scott Bryant, many thanks to Tim Sopkak, many thanks to Steve Crute, many thanks to Jericho Ilagan. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking around with me. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. I hope that you guys stay safe at least for the next few weeks. It's a trying time, but it's not the time to be afraid. So take the hits as they come, but always remember that there is always hope at the end of everything. In fact, I could say that with the draft like this, we actually had more hope than we deserved. I'll take it. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.